All right, folks, we have some genuinely disturbing breaking news. At a press conference just moments ago, Donald Trump publicly threatened to have the FBI hunt down and arrest Texas Democrats who fled to Illinois and other blue states to prevent Texas and Trump from gerrymandering and rigging the 2026 midterms in advance. He is threatening to have his political opponents hunted down, arrested, brought back to Texas to force them to allow him to rig the upcoming election. Take a look.
Texas Senator John Cornyn is asking for your help to force Democrats back to the state and hold them accountable. Do you want the federal government and the FBI to help locate and arrest these Texas Democrats who have left the state?
Well, I think they've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to. They may have to. No, I know they want them back. Not only the attorney general, the governor wants them back. If you look, I mean, the governor of Texas is demanding they come back. So a lot of people are demanding they come back. You can't just sit it out. You have to go back. You have to fight it out. That's what elections are all about. Yeah.
So that's Donald Trump saying that the FBI may have to get involved to hunt down and arrest Texas Democrats, haul them back to Texas. So again, Trump can rig the 2026 midterms before they happen by gerrymandering Texas to steal 5 seats from congressional Democrats. This is a shocking authoritarian escalation, typical of Donald Trump. Just shocking to hear him bluntly say it out loud that, yeah, since Texas authorities don't have the power to go to Illinois and Massachusetts and California and New York and other places to get these Democrats back, that Trump may employ federal forces to kidnap his political opponents and do it for Texas. Disturbing escalation. But there are some other clips as well that we have to talk about, including this.
If Texas redrawing their congressional map would get you 5 safe red seats, means that California, New York, Illinois, and Maryland are all going to redraw their maps to add safe.
Well, they'll do it anyway.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, they'll do it anyway. Why? If we stop over there, they would have done it anyway. Look, a lot of these states, I watched this morning as Democrats are complaining, and they're complaining from states where they've done it, like in Illinois, like in Massachusetts. I watched this lunatic, Pocahontas. She's a total lunatic. I don't know what she's on. She's all jumping up and down like I've never seen anything like it, talking about supporting the communist mayor. And he's not a socialist. He's a communist, okay?
Donald Trump couldn't possibly explain the difference between socialism and communism, number one. Number two, he's referring, of course, to Elizabeth Warren. I'm not sure what he means about her jumping up and down, but it clearly indicates that he obsessively watches her and is triggered by her. Number three, no, California wasn't going to gerrymander their districts in response. They have a nonpartisan electoral commission that's been in place for years that would prevent such a thing. They're breaking glass in case of emergency and seeking to override it precisely because Trump unilaterally threatened to redistrict and to gerrymander Texas. And that's what Texas is doing right now on Trump's orders because he's afraid of losing the 2026 midterms. Listen, it would be different if California initiated this and said, you know what, we think we're going to win the 2026 midterms, but we want to pack and pad our margin even more by gerrymandering California. And then Trump and Texas go, okay, well, fuck it. If you're gonna do this, then we're gonna do it too. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened. As a matter of fact, the only states that actually have nonpartisan independent redistricting committees are blue states because red states cling to the power of gerrymandering. They're desperate for it because they're afraid to have free and fair competitive elections with the Democratic Party. It was Trump who initiated this. He's just flat out lying when he says they were going to do it anyway. Is Illinois gerrymandered? Yes, but it was gerrymandered at the end of a census. They didn't, again, in the middle of a decade, decide to gerrymander a particular state. Now they're threatening to because of Trump. But that's the other thing. Do both sides gerrymander? Yes. Republicans gerrymander more and more egregiously, and they violate norms to do so. Instead of waiting at the end of a census, they'll blow the dust off a mid-decade, redistricting opportunity to do it. So no, the two parties are not the same. Trump just doubles down and lies about this shit. But that's classic Trump for you. Again, just shocking talking about jailing his political opponents. So because they're not rolling over and allowing him to gerrymander Texas. Maybe delaying the inevitable, but there we are. Trump has opened that Pandora's box. He's saying that he might have the federal government seek out his political opponents in this way. Shocking. We also have this clip, too, in which the topic turns to Ghislaine Maxwell, the convicted sex trafficker and former accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein and also a former close friend of Donald Trump.
President Trump, two questions for you. One, were you aware of and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man. His name is Todd Blanche. He's a very legitimate person, very high. I just a very highly thought of person, respected by everybody. And I didn't talk to him about it, but I will tell you that whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate, very unfair to a lot of people. But I will say this, Todd Blanche is one of the most highly respected people you'll ever meet. So I know this. I didn't discuss it with him, but anything he talked about with her or the fact that he did that, not unusual, number one, and most importantly is something that would be totally above board.
Not the language of a person who's actually describing an above board thing. Listen, it's totally above board, okay? Like, just trust me, absolutely, says the least above board president in presidential history. Todd Blanche, of course, being Trump's former personal attorney, who is now the second highest ranking person at the Justice Department, totally unqualified for the position, but there you have it. Trump is rewarding his loyalists with positions of power. Then in an unusual move, the second highest ranking DOJ official goes to visit a convicted sex trafficker who is a former associate of his boss, the President of the United States, who has also been charged twice for perjury, so she's a known liar, in order to privately interview her to extract information that could be good politically for his boss. Deputy attorneys general don't typically meet with convicted sex traffickers. If there's supposed to be some sort of interview at the DOJ level, you would have the line prosecutor do it, except the Trump Justice Department fired the line prosecutor, whose last name is Maureen Comey, because she was the one who was most knowledgeable about Maxwell. She was also the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, so there was a personal grudge there. But she would have been a bulwark, a barrier between Todd Blanche with his, at best, we shall say, a dubious conflict of interest in interviewing Maxwell. And then on top of all of that, she was given limited immunity in exchange for her testimony. She is now trying to negotiate with Congress for congressional testimony in exchange for even more immunity. She was transferred to a much cushier minimum security prison out of Florida. So she was transferred from Florida to a cushier minimum security prison in Texas. And Trump has publicly refused to rule out a pardon for her. So it looks hella suspicious at best. One last clip in which the topic turns to the future of the MAGA movement.
Trump, nice to see you got off the roof all right.
Yeah.
You said this morning that you probably won't be running for a third term. This weekend, Secretary of State Rubio said that he thought J.D. Vance would be a great nominee. You could clear the entire Republican field right now. Do you agree that the heir apparent to MAGA is J.D. Vance?
Well, I think most likely, in all fairness, he's the vice president. I think Marco is also somebody that maybe would get together with J.D. in some form. I also think we have incredible people, some of the people on the stage right here. So it's too early, obviously, to talk about it, but certainly he's doing a great job, and he would be probably favored at this point.
He is favored in the polls at this point to take over after Trump. Not uncommon for vice presidents to be seen as the heir apparent in that respect. Of course, Trump was saying months ago that J.D. Vance wasn't his successor. It was kind of humiliating. So, yeah, that was an interesting remark there. But I actually want to close with this one, too. So earlier on in the press conference, Donald Trump had a moment of total mental decline and cognitive impairment. See if you catch it.
Very much, ma'am. Secretary of Homeland Security, Christy Kerr. Says Christy Kerr. Do you know who Christy Kerr is? She's a friend of my great golfer. Christy Nome. She's a better golfer than you. That's the only thing, but you're better at a lot of other things. But I want.
So, yeah, Christy Nome is the Secretary of Homeland Security, not Christy Kerr. Donald Trump can't even get the names of his cabinet right. So anyway, folks, getting back to of all the clips played, the one that I really want you to focus on is the fact that Trump is publicly threatening to have the FBI hunt down and arrest Texas Democrats to haul them back, kidnap them, and put them back into Texas so Texas can engage in a quorum in order to pass Trump's heavily gerrymandered voting maps that would steal 5 seats from the Texas Democratic Party. So in order to have, or rather the Democratic Party period, so in order to have a greater chance of maintaining his congressional majority in the 2026 midterms. Extremely authoritarian, textbook Trump, and we're only 6 months in, and he's already publicly expressing his authoritarian impulses in this way. So it was truly ominous and disturbing news. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.